You are in the bottom sub. You are in the my sub. So for Purification 1, we currently split into two groups of 5 for Purification 1 pushing. You're going to start in the middle and you're just going to pump quickness and boons on us. You will then like push the orb to triangle and then make your way over to swirl-ish and prepare to counter push the triangle people into the third purification circle here and CC. You don't need a CC with a staff. If you are confident in CCing with a staff, that's appreciated. But if you just use a glint elite, that would be appreciated. Or if you choose to run short bow instead, that's a range CC and it won't kill you, such as in like Purification 2 or really put you out of position in Purification 3. Additionally, Staff 5 does mess with the movement AI of giants and brand bombers and anybody else, so like starting off with a Staff 5 for CC isn't great. But as long as you just like are smart with your positioning for purifications and like do some other skill before you do a Staff 5 for CC on anything else like giants, then that's fine. And then you will, at the very beginning of Purification here, you will have a portal from the Purification to Jormak. Any questions or concerns so far? Okay. Your spread spot for the first 5 dragons. So Jormak, Primordus, Kralkatorg, and Morgemoth and Zaitan. It's right here. Here is your spread spot. So make sure you are closer to center, grab it and head on over. For Jormak, you have close screen responsibility. That's around triangle-ish. Just make sure you're inside of it. That's all that matters. And as a quick herald, your priority is making sure we have quickness. As long as you're pulsing with -6 upkeep, honestly, if your damage is bad, like the more exposure you'll get to HTcm, the more you'll adapt to a DPS herald rotation, and it'll do more damage that way. So just make sure whenever you can, when it's good, just try to pulse quickness. From there, for Jormak, we only do 1 green. So it's just green, do damage, you do your spread, and you stay on Jormak. We do not do a second one. For Primordus, putting a road down for all of the ads when we break stealth is appreciated. Other than that, for your spread, there is a very nice safe area to spread out around circle-ish. Just anywhere around here you can just hop on over. And then your green is the middle one. So think of like, you have the close one, which is technically middle, and then you have the middle one. And then you will have a portal around a swirl-ish to take back to the boss. And then of course make sure you don't die to Morgemoth's Lava Slam or the Chin Boop. We only do 1 chomp, so there is no running out for a second one. So just pump your damage hard and go ham. Any questions or concerns so far? Okay. Kralkatorg is the same as you would expect. We generally phase around second Void Pool-ish, but if we have a bad stealth or damage is low, then we'll just go as long as we need. Now for Welcome. For Purification 2, you are counter push. So once Kralkatorg dies, you're going to come over to Arrow-ish. And you're going to feel... Welcome? Who are we mating on? Everyone's in... No. Who are we? Furball. So you just come over here and just gather up energy. And your responsibility is to kill the void melters or crabs that spawn here. And to make sure that the portal verts and our Pam that'll hop on over have boons, have quickness, so they can push quickly. If a red comes your way, do your best to not die, get out of the way. Even if you have to go into an expanding orb, make sure you don't die. Otherwise, any range that you have, such as a Greatsword 5 or Swiftness Facet, Might Facet, anything ranged that'll do hits on the orb, feel free and use. And otherwise, you will have a portal around here to the other side, so you can CC. Remember that the Zaitan gloop that spawns from Purification 2 does pretty much one-shot down you, so you have to be very careful with a staff usage. I wouldn't be too concerned because our CCs outside of Purification 1 are pretty comfortable. So just concern yourself with maybe like a Chalice Chain or a Glint Elite. Any questions so far? Okay. So for Morjamoth, you will have a portal from the Purification 2 to Morjamoth, and I would recommend starting in Chalice and just have your hammers going, because you are our only Chalice Herald, and just for safety, you're going to be providing roads for the first 2 waves, as we do not do more than 2 waves. So what starting in Chalice means is when the boss spawns, you can use skills in Chalice as you wish, and then you can immediately swap over to Glint. And by the time you would have to cast a road, you're going to be able to go back in Chalice and it'll actually feel pretty good. So for your road, just cast it like in the middle of the hitbox here, just as if you cast a road, yeah, that's fine. Something like that. And then you make your way over here, and then I don't care what you do, just make sure that you live. I recommend just always strafing towards the center, and then as you get to the third one, you just same thing, try to make sure we have a road for the second one, just for safety if anybody were to get hit. And again, we only do 2-wave Morjamoth. And that is everything that you have experienced so far. Any questions or concerns? Okay. So, for Zaitan, I wouldn't worry. I would rather say avoid staff. Just stay in Greatsword. You're fine, Furball. I still have to explain a bunch of stuff. Take your time and come in. I would recommend avoiding, what are they called? Yeah, staff. If you can do like a Glint Elite, that would be appreciated, but otherwise, your goal is to burst. You do your Greatsword skills. You do your Glint skills. You annihilate the giants. And then once you're done with that, if you have energy or if you just happen to swap over to Chalice, you are close green on Zaitan. And close green is very similar to Jormag. It's very close to hitbox, just make sure you're in it. And that's it. Once it's done, you just return to group and chill around X or Star and DPS. This is where one of the 2 main purposes of a Chalice Herald comes in. For Zaitan's screen, we appreciate having a Chalice Elite for it. And I trust you're familiar with what that means. So just when the Scream AoE shows up, you use your Chalice Elite. If that means you have to toggle off hammers for a while when you see void pools be applied, then if you just don't end up giving quickness, you don't end up giving quickness, because lower damage is fine, but downs aren't. So try to make sure you, when the Scream AoE shows up, you use your Chalice Elite. And then otherwise, make sure you intentionally go get your spread, because that happens right after Scream, and go to your spot. You will get hurt a bunch, but if you use your Chalice Elite, you'll be fine. And otherwise, you have your second mid green, the exact same position as the first one. Just make sure you're in it, you're good to go, get back to Star, you DPS, make sure you have a Chalice Elite going, you use it, you spread out, and hopefully we kill, because we do not do third Zaitan greens. Any questions or concerns about Zaitan? Okay. Purification 3 is the same as you would do in normal mode. Normal mode, you go to Salt Spray, you obliterate it, and you chill. And you chill at a triangle, the Purification orb comes up, you push it to swirl, you CC, and we're done. And Naga, I'm going to have you bring Ventari instead of Chalice. I don't know if I said that.
Nope.
Okay, my apologies.
I haven't used it here before except for like one time on normal, so I might need the rundown.
I mean, just you treat it similarly to what is it? Treat it similarly to hammers. You just proc the shield. It gives quickness. For Zaitian, it would be appreciated if you projectile block like this AoE. Otherwise, it's gonna feel kind of bad in a way. But like at the start of Purification 3, you can obliterate the salt spray as much as you want, but then try to make sure you're in Ventari for when all the void melters would spawn, because that's when we would want a bubble on the boss. And then from there, it's just if you don't end up doing anything, just accept just micromanaging your bubble. That's fine. Just make sure the bubble is always overlapping at some section of the center of the purification heart, and that's it. And that it'll be the exact same thing for Purification 4. By having that bubble up, you give quickness, and you're good. So for Su 1, Saz, we'll CC at Swirl and we'll come over to the boss. Su 1 is a very mechanical, bursty boss. So you'll chill here, similar to Mordemoth, boon up, and then we begin. Su 1 starts with greens. There are 3 different greens. There's one that's close, which that's similar to Jormag, similar to Zaitan. There's one in the middle, which will be around Arrow-ish, and one around Swirl. I'm gonna have you do let me think. You know what? Since this is your first time at Su 1, I'll do your green instead. I'm gonna have you go close. So close is just around heart. You go to heart, make sure you're in the green, don't get hit by the wave, and you're good. I'll do your green. And then Su 1 spreads are different. Your spread spot will now be at X for all of Su 1. So after you do your green, make sure you get your spread. You go over here, and you just chill. You do damage. And from here, you have nothing else to do until greens show up again. Like, it's very, very simple. It's similar to Jormag in that way. So any questions or concerns about Su 1? Again, close green, make sure you get your spread. You are X, and you're good. Awesome. Now we get to Purification 4. This Purification 4 is probably going to be about 40-ish seconds long. You are in my subgroup, subgroup 3, so you're going to be the boss subgroup. We split, so one group is on the challenge mode side, one group is on the boss side. Your job is to ideally camp Glint, and to pump as much quickness on us as possible for the duration of Purification. Try to avoid hitting the orb rather, and cleave ads. Because you want to pump as much quickness for our Su 1-2 strategy. So it's very simple. Don't feel bad if you're not using your weapon skills. Just make sure you're in Glint and pumping that quickness on us. Towards the end of Purification 4, ideally, we want to be right here. Because now when we get to Su 1-2, you have the most important job and the hardest part about the encounter. And if you, it's a lot of pressure, but if you don't do it, then we're dead. So at the start of Su 1P2, normally there would be the Obliterator, but now we have a Goliath, a Void Goliath, another champion that spawns at Triangle. We want to stealth and bring the Goliath as close to Heart or as close to us as possible. It's your job to swap to Chalice. Don't activate your hammers. And the moment stealth breaks, or the moment we just charge for the Goliath, you gotta put a row down at heart. So just back here, just straight up a road at heart. And then you're gonna stay in Chalice, and you can burst as much as you want, but as soon as a road comes off cooldown again, you're going to use it again right on top of heart. Once you do both of your roads, you are now free to swap over to Glint and do whatever you want. During this entire time in Chalice, you're not giving quickness. That is intentional. You spent all of Purification 4 giving us quickness, so you don't have to worry about it for our strategy. Otherwise, just treat it as if you're fighting Timecasters, Salt Spray, Giants. When these Goliath comes in, when this Obliterator comes in, you obliterate them. The sooner they die, the sooner our lives are better, and we need that stability. And you are close green. From there, Su1P2 is the exact same thing as Su1P1. You go to close green, you make sure you get your spread, you go to X, make sure you have spread and are at X, and that's it. But it's that double road that's important. Any questions or concerns about all of HTcm? It's a lot to go in. It's a lot to take in. And I do apologize to everyone that we have a late start. But yeah. And then for everybody else, I did ping you all about some green changes just to change stuff up. I did pin it if you lost it, but in short, we have Noth for Primordus is now taking the right green, and for Zaitan, you are now taking the right green as well. So it's just make sure you staff 3 or do a sword 2 or 3 over, and then try to ideally safely return from your first Zaitan. And then you will have a portal around Starish to take you, right to your green. So it's a simple portal, you're in your green, expires, you take portal right back. And then I see that you spread like towards the right side of Primordus anyway. And you're not really giving much alacrity with our DPS greed strats, so you can just chill at that green and eventually come back, and yeah. For Windfur, for Su1P1, you are now far green. So just to reiterate what I've said, you will have a portal provided by Bjorn on the hitbox here. In short, you take the portal, you wait for the wave to come like on top of the green, and then you dodge the wave into the green and succeed it. The right green is all when you're looking at the boss. So the right green is where Nora is, where I am. All of these are if you were facing the boss. Left, middle, or right. So it's just this one. And then for you, yeah, you're far for P1, just for P1. You just take a portal, you dodge into the green, you dodge out, back to the portal, you take it, you get your spread, you go to heart, and you're done. That's it. Same thing for your first and second green in P1. Any questions?
Am I still far green on Su1?
No. Not unless you want to back up. Well, if you have any questions or concerns, Twinkle, just say so while I go through everyone else, because I want to make sure we're all on the same page. Bjorn, for Primordus, you are now on the left green. So for Jormag, you're on the left green. On Primordus, you're on the left green. You're going to join Twinkle there. That's it. And then for Naga, for Zaitan, you are now...
Sorry, say that again?
For Primordus, you are now left green. So it's the same...
Left is like arrow side, where
Yeah.
the arrow is?
For Primordus.
Okay, every other is the same?
Yep.
Okay.
Who else? So I'm just always right green? I believe so. Have a look at my notes. It's right, no green and far. Yep. Am I porting myself out then? I mean, you are taking your own portal. No green for C1P1. All right. Then lastly, Naga is now close green for Zytan. And for Su1P1, you are now officially far green. So same deal as what is it?
Mid.
Same deal as Twinkle. You just take the portal for far green. You dodge in, as if you're dodging the wave. You dodge back out so you can avoid damage and get right back to the portal. Grab your spread, and you're going to be right next to Heart. So there's no, oh, I'm on mid green, I have to run 1,000 miles to get to Star. And make it feel really awkward, because this portal will make it super chill.
So which one is during that? It's like over here somewhere?
It's about here. This will be the first one. And the second one, you'll have a portal at Circle for your second one. And a portal at Swirl for your first. And it's just a simple boop, boop,
Okay.
portal.
Yep.
That's it. So we have a lot of changes here today. So don't expect too much progression, don't expect a kill because of all of it. But hopefully with everything all said and done, unless anybody has any other questions or wants clarification, we'll get started. Remember, if damage is low, that is perfectly fine. Just make sure that we succeed. And if damage is low and we die to our damage check, that's a great thing. Now you know what to do and you can do it better next time. Fucking 20 minutes, man, to explain everything. Alright. Let's see how we do. We'll see how many calls I'll remember.
Squad ready.
Alright. Waiting for Naga to get in position. Everyone. Alright, 3, 2, 1. And feel free to give us a powerful counter. That's a good counter. Make sure he countered. That's good. Portal. And I did not have alacrity. My damage will be lower. Remember, there's no need for you to do that portal anymore, because you're blinking to it and running back. GG.
I have a stupid question about Ventari.
Mhm.
Is the quickness coming from where the bubble is or where I am?
Where you are.
Where you are.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Ready check.
Although I think it would be a cool change if they made it where the bubble was.
That would be nice, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, could do the same for
Squad
Renegade.
ready.
Give alacrity from a distance.
That would be nice, yeah.
It'd be cool if both you and the tablet were
That would be even cooler.
were affected
That
by
would be
orders
like
from above.
Scourge, that would be great, yeah.
Yeah. So now you actually give double the alacrity at the time, and it would just be applicable to heals. One down, Naga.
Thank you.
I-
One down.
Yeah,
One dead.
sorry. I
Creatively
didn't even
kill
see
yourself.
that circle.
I saw it at the very last moment. Early dodged out.
Oh, I've turned my character model limit down again. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fixed now.
Hell yeah.
I shouldn't have that issue.
Sure.
Ready check.
I'm using medium limit, and the only weird,
Yeah.
well,
Squad ready.
I think
You
for
usually
you,
do, but some metas make it not good enough.
yeah, I think you would want to go higher than that because like there are times where I just don't see the purification orbs, and when you're Ventari, you kind of have to see it.
Oh,
So
right.
maybe high.
Maybe.
It's fine, but it's not enough counter. Good. Make sure we get our spreads.
Why are we running there instead of doing portal?
Sorry, what was it?
Why are we running in that first green instead of doing portal?
Because the portal for Winfer on Primordus is extremely tight. We're good to burn. If we don't, there's no way to do it. Again, if you can road, that would be appreciated after. Bit earlier than a road, but whatever. Let's go. Three, two, get your spreads, and get out. Ah! I almost fucking died. Make sure you're in your new greens.
I'm a pro right here, right? Sorry, sorry, I was not on the right green.
Nope, you.
Muscle memory, sorry.
Yep, that's why we're doing this.
Ready check.
I forgot about the portal.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Squad ready.
Can we get some booms here?
You're in the other sub.
Oh yeah, someone's on the wrong side.
No, you're in the middle.
Oh, okay.
One low or healer. Oh, I missed that. Sorry, that's something I just didn't expect. This is barely possible. Good. For the future, hold your road for later because you can break stealth with that. It's like the moment we break stealth or I say let's go, anything that like we just start going ham, that's when you can do it. 3, 2, make sure we get our spreads. Nope, furball went down, we didn't have enough res, and GG. Did you get did you get last laughed? Because I don't think we had more than one spread there. Okay.
Ready check.
But yeah, it's like the moment we break stealth, that's what you want to begin with. A road, do your burst skills because that's when the boss
Squad
spawns.
ready.
That's when you can actually pump your damage on Primordus and all the other hats. One down on group. In the future, we can push a lot more than that, because now we're going to have too much pushing here. Didn't have to put these in.
Balls.
Make sure we get our greens. I didn't call it. Gotta go. If we don't pump hard enough, we die. Nah.
Oh.
Alright, we can try. Stormseer towards mid. Two of them. Get your spreads. Portal never happened. GG.
Ready check. Squad ready.
Again, we can push a lot harder than this if you're holding back. Don't have to. Our damage will be fine. Let's go. That's a better road. Three, two, one, no. Why do I do this to myself? Good job, guys. Come back. Our damage is fine. Stealth. Failure.
I feel like that may have been me, so...
Get to center. Why'd I do that, dumbass? I'll get this void pull because I hate this nerd. One down, one dead. Die.
Ready check. Squad ready.
Is the revealed and mechanics log for this encounter reliable?
Typically, yeah.
Then Naga was right.
There's certain things that ruin stealth that don't show in there, but
Yeah.
like that aren't revealed. But you know.
One low, middle. Please don't kill that for a ball. Good job. Hold off scores. Our damage is fine. Let's go. One down, one up. Fine job. Let's go. Remember Sav's your counter push. Opposite way. Good job. Build up your energy and make sure the counter push people have quickness. That is your job, and then any assistance you can help with the orb is appreciated. Don't worry about that. Remember, try to avoid staff unless you are extremely confident. It's easy. Yep. Portal on tag. Spawning in 2, 1, now. further down our road at any time. Remember, our damage will be high. Focus on success. That's an early road. If you can put another one down, that's appreciated. Otherwise, everyone has to perform well here. Prepare for a Zaytian burst. And kill. Stop. Go. Burst. Remember, Herald's close. And not. Continue.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry. Reflex.
Doesn't matter. GG. Like, I knew that was gonna fail, but I was fine continuing for the sake of continuing. It's just all very funny. Don't worry about the reflex so much.
No, I meant like
The,
reflexively went to the center.
Yeah.
The rally was so fast I thought I weapon swapped, but I was like I didn't
Ready,
press
check.
weapon
Yeah.
swap.
We just killed a
The
giant,
animation.
like, we had phantasms on it. We all went down to fail, and then phantasms killed it.
Squad ready.
You'll have probably a wipe to each one of the big new changes. But we're getting better. Okay.
Oh, we
GG.
missed.
Yeah, today our center to you guys pushes have been pretty light, which means it's really easy for you guys to just
Ready, check.
push. In a way, you don't have enough
Squad
momentum
ready.
to like have it like be pushed into you where you want to go really ham on it.
It's funny too because I don't have hammers on it this time.
Yeah. It's like if we have more momentum on here, we just go ham a lot more on the center one. Then it's gonna push into you guys more. You need more time to correct, not like this time. That's fine. Damage is fine. Let's go. Add at square. Just ran off in fear. Thank you very much, Linus. Make sure you get your spread. Make sure you dodge out. Good, let's go.
Double food swapping on Croc is actually not that hard.
Yeah.
Are you food swapping?
Just between Tofu and Dragon Breath.
Oh, okay.
Seems you're gonna need more than that to beat our own damage. Should try. Remember that exists. Ah, boss creep, be careful. One down and middle.
Why
He's
does
up.
the protection refresh the moment I
Oh,
rip
he's
it?
got
One
it.
down. Trust no bad glue. CC fast. Wait on him. CC. Good. Where is he? Res. He's up. Okay.
I have no idea how he survived any of that.
Rally is OP.
Spawning in 2, 1. Take this time to recover from triple down. Please don't go down again or you will die.
Yep.
But I don't think there's anything that will kill you. Road.
Maybe a brave sniper with a nice sharp
Out.
kick.
Guys, 2 are stacked. Good job doing that without a road. I would appreciate one here, just so Giants go. And we actually have everyone for it. Everyone bad spreads. And jump off. Yeah, I know true nature can do it. It's just that road is
Ready,
10,
check.
man. I mean, it's fine if like Nah throws a quality or a flip of stars down.
Squad ready.
But for oh wait, verbal is one down on top ball. Watch out, guys. We're fine. Yeah, I thought our damage would be better. Oh, we'll try. All that matters is the Storm Seers die. There's a Storm Seer at Arrow of Verts. When you get to your green, can you kill it? Spreads. And GG. So what is it? So what Twinkle likes to do, Saz, is stay in and like have the spread inside of the chomp, and then once spread ends, he blinks out. So whenever I've been playing Quick Herald and spreading out like that, I just commit to running past them. Like ideally, how I open in Primordius is what would it be? I do a few things in Glint. I do my DPS opener in Glint, and then I swap over to Jalis, do a road, and then quickness and all that. By the time I swap over to Glint again, I'll have my elite available. So I just super speed my elite. I just charge towards that circle marker. And
Ready check.
if I think I'm gonna hit Twinkle, I expect Twinkle to run out or get out of my way. And if I just commit and Twinkle stays still, chances are it's gonna succeed. So just focus on you, don't worry about others.
Squad
It is
ready.
scary. It's like, oh shit, is this person gonna get out of my way? But like one moment of hesitation and that happens. But it's all good, man. It's not something you really expect in content. You wanna do your best to make sure a mechanic succeeds. Damage should be fine. Easy overkill. Here we go. Dragon slashing. Dragon slashing. 3, 2, 1, now. Damage is fine. Find a very cool way to kill yourself. So since these purification wands have been pretty short, what do you? So I assume for you, Lannis, are you recalling your mech for CC then?
Yeah.
Because like the past few pulls, at the very least, I've always started Jormag with like no alacrity for like 8-9 seconds. So trying to think what could be done about it.
I think if you're doing, what's it called? Crash down?
Yeah.
You could, instead of like being over swirl side, just start walking this way, do your crash down, and immediately shift signet to the boss to... I don't know if that would hurt
It's
your
not gonna
damage too much or not, though.
It's
Well,
not.
that or I could slap F2 as soon as he lands before people jump in the portal.
Yeah. It's more like the annoying thing about the mech is when it's in combat, which means whenever it's attacking something, that's all that it cares about for like pulsing barrier and giving boons. And if it's just like passive on your side, it's not actually giving alacrity.
Mm-hmm.
So, and because Pam's uptimes are
Ready,
really tight. Oh, what is it? Something I've been looking into for a fix, because Pam's just not in a good place right now for boon duration. I think with changes that have happened to mech. And I've just been messing around with other options. I've been looking into alternate Druid and Pam builds. For example, a Selly mech.
Squad ready.
Belly actually does good damage too.
Yeah, I know. It does fine damage. And it helps with... I mean, sure, it helps with healing, but... and damage mitigation, but it's more just the boon uptime. But it's only like a 7% increase. One down. So it's like, is 7%, like 15 on the mech really worth it? I didn't hit that, really.
I know Cheese has been running it. I don't know what all he runs, but he runs the resistance trait even, and he still does pretty good damage. Or resistance relic, I mean.
Yeah, but I've also been looking into alternate lock options.
Any better that time?
Shit, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying too much
Yeah,
attention.
we'll see.
It looked like nobody dropped, so based on the table at least.
Twinkle
But
dice?
somebody died.
I saw you go like towards center and ran back. I don't know if that was lag or if you were doing something wacky. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw Wolfie lag earlier in raids, even though I know she has fine connection. Like, I'm just sitting here at... I don't know what
Ready check.
boss it was. I think it was Q2, and I'm just watching Wolfie just charge right to the boss. And I'm like, what the fuck? I should just teleports back. Or maybe it was Adina. And I'm trying, like, it's easy to have a solution to alacrity, but I'm trying to find a
Right,
good
it's all the
range.
other stuff that goes with it. Right.
Yeah. And it's that ranged part. Like, I looked
Yeah.
into a power
Ellie
alac...
staff wasn't awful still.
Yeah. I looked into a power alac scourge. And because that's a ranged alac giver. And it gives a fuck ton of alacrity at like 20 to 22k DPS. But it's a power scourge that gives barrier, has a lot of condi cons, has a lot of boon rip. It has range. But its damage is garbage. Whenever you think Win for Internet is good to go, you can ready up. But so my next option, which I mean it's still not ranged. Like there just aren't great. Like alac DPS is in just such a bad spot right now, and I'm trying to find a good solution. And I just can't think of much. Like the next option is a power specter, maybe running a rifle or a double pistol, but that's still alacrity around you, and the alacrity is kind of tight. So I gotta see what the damage decrease is by taking more boon duration. But even then, it's not going to be great for like void pool doing. That's fine. Too many people missed. Too many people missed their CC. Unfortunate. I feel free and go look at it. Today's just a session to... I mean, it's been a week since we've been together, but also to get adjusted to our green strategy, so... And to also introduce our brand new static member stats to our strategies and all that. Give them some Zaytun experience and hopefully further on. I'll do a ready check. You ready up when
Ready
your
check.
keywords, when you are somewhat confident. Yeah, it's 46.4, which is a ton. I thought you were at 35 with the build I had. Huh. Okay. And it's still struggling this much.
Is he running pack runes?
I have no
Because I
idea.
know
No,
pack runes
but
don't really give you as much.
Like, I'm open to suggestions about other builds that...
The only thing that
There a
like
different relic to run? Oh.
Like, I think at
there are
this...
relics you could do, but they're like. I'm guessing you're running thief right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like any relic you run would be at a detriment to your damage, but like
Well,
Relic of the Herald
damage is
would be a
pissy
I mean,
anyway,
if we're-
but yeah.
buff of concentration.
We're trying to... Like,
Squad ready.
we're trying to hack together a not heal mechanist build with boon duration that gives us alacrity, but I think at this point it's not so much the boon duration that's the issue, it's just the build, it's the class. That's it. Like, if we're having to do this much, run so much boon duration, so much assassin and diviner and precision,
I
and
would
it's
consider slapping on Relic of the Herald and maybe even lowering regular boon duration because of how much it gives. It might be good, but I don't know.
I'll continue talking about it after this goal. For now, let's focus. Green fail on Twinkle side. Another keyboard fuck up.
You, where you died was on heart, so I think you're still lagging. Your body was here.
Yeah, I looked and I saw you were not in that green. So I just figured you blinked out too fast. Or you, wait, you blinked there. So you just... Yeah. I mean... if you're running arc DPS, and the arc DPS metrics, I mean, you can just look at the options menu and tell us you're paying, but what's the R value looking like? Assuming you're running arc DPS and have the metrics.
I need to know how to turn that on.
I mean, it's just Alt-Shift-T, find metrics, toggle it on, you have it.
Metrics.
And then you can customize it for frame rate, ping, and then R is more of like a server connection sort of thing. Or like a potential
My
delay
R
thing.
is around 25.
Yep, it should be around 25, 24. Like within like 2, maybe 3. It'll fluctuate constantly. So yeah, it's server
Yeah.
tick rate.
Ready check.
But if it like
Okay,
gets, if it's a bad value, it's gonna turn red. But well, we'll go again, and if we end up wiping again because you're doing everything correctly, but the server is not recognizing your inputs or whatever it may be, then I mean, we can't progress, we can't get exposure, so
Squad ready.
and I'm not gonna get somebody for just 20 minutes.
Probably just have
I mean, ping's just
me do
where you
portal
are.
for a bit.
Make sure we correct this, watch out. I don't have as much CC, I apologize. Thank you. My damage is going to be lower. damage on. Damage will be a bit sketch. We need to pump hard if we want to succeed. We're good. Let's go. Three, two, one, now. Damage is fine. Damage is fine. Now let's go. Thank you for the road. One eye behind us. Rip your bloodlust. Better not lose at DPS. Well, we already lost at DPS first. What's the damage?
Bad.
There's no
I
hope
don't know why I
for
thought it
you.
was already gone.
There's no hope for you unless we reach super. Good. Furball's low on the boss. Be a little careful when you take the portal.
Back up to 6 stacks.
Wow. 3, 2, 1, now. Nice, a 312. If only I cared about Morgemoth damage. I would be in love with this bowl. Make sure we get our spreads, roads. And a road. So I would love to touch a road. It's all not perfect. Oh, just like that. What the fuck? 2 down. And that's left.
Someone ran into me.
Just somebody didn't go to their spread spot.
Like 2 DPS got it.
I wanted to see the giants.
I
What?
managed to survive, but I did get hit by a wave.
Yeah. So what happened there? Sorry.
I ended up getting 1 to spread. I should have ran forward, but I didn't. I didn't find a spot. But I was standing like right here, and I got the spread. So someone needs to be like a bit closer to edge.
Yeah, please.
But
make sure you go and bait your mechanics. Like, you see me and where I am just all over the place. Like, I'm right here when, like, spit's about to happen, and, like, one spit's gone, I'm just fucking charging. So please just go there. Like, boons are in a very large radius. There's no need to just chill
Ready,
on group
check.
and all that. Take the time as the spit's going to prepare roads or prepare your rotation, strafe, all that. What's our food in? If we... never mind.
Squad ready.
Alright, we have enough food for kill if Su1P2 goes well. So you better make sure Su1P2 goes well.
Oh wow. Big Tormec.
Add by storm. Three, two, one. Now.
I think I didn't tag it.
Unfortunate.
Maybe I did. My buff's still there.
I know I did, but I have a really bad upper mortis. Because I lost quickness for the entire quarter. Let's go. Almost killed myself. One down? Oh, didn't realize. Oh, you fucking...
Oh no.
GG. I was in my double dragon slash part of my rotation and like, oh shit, apparently we have a down, so I went to res and then I did the dragon spike mine and then turned my character.
Ready, check.
I'll let this be our
Squad
last
ready.
pull, and if our food runs out, it'll run out. One down, Noth. Make sure you heal yourself. Needs to be corrected. It's fine.
Secret way to get more CA charges.
A lot of people missed. Rip. I still hate how the break bar breakdown doesn't show my
Ready
CC,
check.
even though I am CCing.
Squad ready.
It's annoying. Man, I don't want to put down more food, but I mean, I guess. Yeah, I saw. Well, I'll at least do this. Master Thesis are really expensive.
Sharpening stone's not that bad anyway.
I mean, got those. Have some learned strength. That's like 1 gold per. Master
Ready
Thesis is
check.
like 10 gold per. And when I'm solo affording it, it becomes a lot. When it takes like an eternity to craft one. Scribing's a fantastic crafting discipline. Well, don't really want to craft a bunch.
Squad ready.
Alright, we go again. Oh, I'm inside. Oh. I'll commit. Alright, let's do the feel bad. Hold, go to your void pools, hold. I fucked up my rotation too much. And go. Thank you guys. All the ads are in, we can go. Three, two, one, now.
No boon room.
Okay.
That good story is going on a vacation.
Part damage is fine. Fail. Watch out, guys. We had, one down far. We might get void pulls. Just put them away from us, I don't care. One down, middle. Res, power, power, power. Full dead, die. Wait, what? Were you in hammers at that time, Saz, or something? Or did you do like an early road? Because according to the mechanics log, you were the one who broke stealth. Okay. So, looking at the Dragon Void. That's funny. I think your character was just looking so far in a different direction that it prioritized what your character was looking at instead of what your camera was looking at, because for some skills it won't just immediately turn your character around. There's always an animation for it. Oh, that sucks. I mean, it's just a way with some skills. It's like, sometimes it works if you click an enemy, but some skills just care about what's in front of you, especially if it's a skill that requires a target. So it's going to sometimes it'll prioritize what your character's looking at rather than what you actually have targeted. Yeah, that's what I do. So when
action cam.
Yeah. So Saz, when I'm playing QuitarHero, mostly like Jala's QuitarHero here, what I like to do, which the goal of a QuitarHero is to pump out as much quickness as you can, so that later on when you actually can like DPS greed, you know that everyone has so much quickness on them that you can be like, okay, I can forfeit hammers a little bit just so I can get my DPS greed on. So what I like to do is, at the start, you start in Jalas, and you pump your hammers, and you keep your hammers, and you just like auto attack on your greatsword or sword, and you push it to triangle, and that's gonna fucking go hard, and that's what we want. At that point, I make my way to like Swirlish, and I swap to Glint, and do my protection and my fury. And I just chill here, try to stick kind of close to the orb, just to make sure everyone has quickness. And then, whenever the orb reaches the swirl here, I swap off of my stacking weapon, help push, do my Glint Elite for CC, and then I take the portal, I activate my heal facet, my swiftness facet, my might facet, and now you are effectively as if you are starting an SFTA benchmark, where you have your 4 main facets enabled, and you can begin your proper glint burst. And doing all of that means everybody has quickness. And you'd be like, okay, I can afford at some point to not actually give quickness in favor of doing something else, like camping Jalas to make sure I have a road going, or whatever it may be. So try to give that a shot and see how it feels. Because I am having some quickness drops, mostly at Primordus, but if you stack so much quickness in all the previous phases, that's going to easily carry over, so you won't have that drop in downtime of quickness in Primordus. This will be our last pull. Whenever you guys are ready. No problem. There's a lot of other stuff
Squad
to talk
ready.
about, but I don't want to get too backseaty, and I do apologize if that's how I've been.
I cheat on my Herald. I have my stacking staff a diviner weapon with the concentration sigil.
Let's get a good correction there. 2 down. CC. We're not going to succeed that CC.
Yeah, but it's both of our big CC people.
You stick. Okay. Okay. Let's continue. But like, you even tried to do that, Staz, and I was away from you half that time, and I still have a ton of quickness. Like, I still have not dropped quickness ever since you started, solely because you did a change there. And that's one of the benefits of that. We are gonna have to hold for this Jormag, just to prepare you guys. 1 down, especially with that down. Take our time, get our boons going. Go ham on damage. It's fine. Storm Seer towards Ember. 3, 2, 1, no. Still have not lost quickness. Our Primordial CPS is actually it's fine. Easy overkill. Good, let's go. "24 stacks in." I've kind of given up on doing good damage at this point. So with what you learned from Jormag, or Purification 1, at least the idea that you're playing around with, it doesn't matter because at the end of the session. Did you guys not kill it fast enough?
I thought I killed it. Sorry, I saw it too late.
You're all good.
Okay, it's better than the time that I just Greatsword 5 the crab directly into the orb.
Yeah. Do you remember if he had might there, Bjorn? Because I would imagine you would, but I suppose it's a silly question to ask, but just something to bring up. That is it for us. Thank you very much for coming. Hopefully Thursday goes a lot better and we won't have as many keyboard and connection issues. And from what people have experienced, does anybody have any questions or concerns about QuitarHero or Ventari or your different greens that you're doing, or want me to go over like sub squad setups? The changes was more how do I frame it? I know Bjorn didn't really care for, or at the very least just tolerated doing his green, and I like mentally put myself in his shoes, and I'm like, okay, I have a portal, I kind of have to rush to play some Primordius, I then have a precise blink and get a spread, and time my portal really well to get the DPS portal off, and then I have to make a gigantic run all the way to the complete other side to do my green, only to run back because I don't have blink. Like, and then Naga is a quick herald who is doing a far green on HTcm when it was previously in a lack chrono. When that lack chrono had range and could justify walking back, but Naga's like, oh shit, I have to fucking run this so far, and then I can't really use any teleport skills because I'll just get into a HTcm AoE, and it's like... And then we have a lot of far green issues lately. Of like, who the fuck does far green on Suwon?
Yeah.
And all of this and more, I just kind of wanted to fix and standardize. So, Primordius, super easy change. Like, me and Naga were already trading our greens, so I figured, well, why not just have Bjorn over there? Because it's more useful to have Bjorn just take that portal that Winford provides back and get more damage uptime. There you go. And you can have more fun. And if need be, Bjorn could just annihilate any Storm Seers next to the quickness people who are still pulsing quickness. And they'll still feel good, they'll have their boons, and everyone's happy. For HTcm, we need one vert in each green because, well, that's kind of how it goes, and then see ya. Then I figure we may as well just have the healers go there. Like, at that moment, it's not like Noth is doing too much outside of placing a staff 5 at the AoE. You would just be at close green anyway, and you're gonna hold on your alacrity giving until the boss spawns and everyone's back together. So there's no harm in just having you go over. And then for Suwon, the logic is the DPS people are close, and then we have far being Naga and Twinkle, because I know Bjorn can go and do like Void Lounge runs and other groups, and generally verts are gonna do like either mid or far green. Either both of them are good practice, so I just decided to just keep things simple for him. And well, Winfrey, you mostly just do stuff with us, so having you swap to far and you learning that, I felt was perfectly fine to do, because you don't really join other runs, so you don't really need to learn like switch muscle memories. And then I have Naga at far green because Naga's been doing it. But also, if we have to run a Ventari Herald, I'm gonna have Naga do it, which means that Saz is our Jealous Herald, at least for the time being. And one big pain point of Suwon is for you verts. You take a lot of damage from the magic hail that comes down when you succeed a green. And with a Jealous Herald there, if the damage pressure ends up being too much, or if it's convenient, they could be in Jealous and pulse in F2. Or make sure that you guys have protection to mitigate your damage pressure, so you can focus on making sure you get to the claw slap, you don't use distortion, you get to your spread spot, and you can actually use distortion and get good damage uptime. And that applies for Suwon, P1, and P2 to just help you guys out. But since it was Saz's first time at that point, I figured, okay, I'm just gonna do it because I could just do anything, and a little less damage is fine. And you guys been doing fine enough on your greens outside of like making sure you're in it every now and then. So that's about it. And then I figured, like, if you're gonna pair up with someone to do a green, have it be somebody in your subgroup. Just so the boon prioritization is on you. So I have Naga and Twinkle in the same sub. I have Twinkle and Noth in the same sub. And they're all gonna do mechanics together at some point, so they'll get their stuff. Just like Bjorn and Lannies are in the same sub, and Bjorn and Saz are in the same sub. Bjorn and me and Saz, Lannies are all in the same sub if I ever need to back up something. Ventari Herald, I would say it's on the same difficulty in terms of playstyle and responsibility as a Jalis. Jalis has a lot more practicality to its skills, in that, okay, we have a road, or you can do a backup CC with a chain, or you have hammers, which is kind of passive damage to like a Stormseer when you're in the Primordius bit, or you have Jalis Elite, or you have your F2 to help damage mitigation. And that's all well and good, and you use it every now and then. But Ventari, it's the same rotation. You just activate Bubble, just like you would activate hammers. But Ventari means, okay, I have to make sure I have a ton of energy available for when it matters in Purification 3 and Purification 4, and any other parts of the fight where I would want to do projectile destruction, such as in Zaitan, maybe Morjamoth, Su 1 and 2. Timecaster, if you want to go that far. And making sure you have your tablet in the right spots, or do backup Condi cleanses for Zaitan for the Scream. Potentially manipulate the tablet to give AoE stability or help with CC. Like, there's a lot of small things in both of them that you have to consider yourself with. In comparison to Shiro, at least from my testing, you're losing 3,000 damage from taking Jalis instead of Shiro, and you're losing 5,000 by taking Ventari instead of Shiro. So, generally speaking, it's better to have a Vindicator or a Ventari Vindicator, because that's just less damage loss overall. But it's not that big of a deal.
If we count on having one unless somebody wants to do it, and yeah,
I'm not too concerned. Yep. Like, we can work with either. Like, our damage was fine today. I know why, but the composition is built around having a Ventari Herald for the time being, because we don't have anybody who is just really focused on playing Vindicator all the time. Furball likes to play a lot of other builds, and I don't really like Vindicator right now, so I'm not going to play it, and I value Bladesworn a lot more. And then Nora likes to play various builds and Powervert, and then whenever our last person joins the team, whenever that bloody is, we'll probably end up playing like Reaper or Soul Beast, or a not Revenant build. Yep. Other than that, other things to talk about. I think you know as well as I do. I imagine you have Arc DPS, Saz. I think you know as well as we all do that your damage was pretty low. Like, I'm fine with it for today, and I know you've been in Special Forces, but I know Quick Herald really well. It's a build that I have hit benchmark on in various different ways. I'll just find the picture I've posted 1,000 times. Like, I've done a shit ton on Power Quick Herald and just Power Herald in general. And that's where I'm getting my numbers of Chalice is 3k lower, Ventari is 5k lower, because it's just generally pretty consistent.
I do see you're not using Night Sigil and possibly not stacking Sigil.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured with your experience in HTcm you would. I wouldn't have to bring it up. Are you using Night Sigil in Bloodlust? Okay. Well, that's your first thing to consider. Is Cruelty really better for a Power Quick Herald than Bloodlust?
I think so. They get
How
extra
much?
power from the might stacks, and it's not huge.
There's no ferocity conversion in. So you're just saying, due to the sheer power that Herald gets from notoriety, that at a certain point the power just doesn't matter, and ferocity
and
just
then also they don't
matters
have
more.
extra crit damage like other classes do.
Power minus ferocity is greater than 250, and that's including any and all buffs.
Like, I take
Um,
Bloodlust on Virtuoso mostly because we have this, which doesn't show on that ferocity stat figure, but
yeah.
yeah.
Well, Bloodlust or Cruelty, I'm not too picky because, sure, Cruelty can give you a bit more damage, but Bloodlust will synergize with your power to concentration trait, which just gives you a little bit more boon duration in general, which is nice. Either one works. So, since you're really not using oh shit. Since you're really not using staff all that much, I think. I personally just run so when I've been playing what you're playing right now, Saz, I've been running Sword Greatsword. I know some people run what is it? Just Greatsword, and that can be fine if you are good with it. But the CC I do with just a Glint Elite and maybe like a Chalice Chain is far more than enough. If you really want to help out with an offhand weapon, run Shortbow. Because you can at least Shortbow CC without making enemies move, because how stealth and enemy movements work in HTcm and just in this game in general is they pick one person and they mimic their movement or the enemies that would spawn from them. So if somebody were to move a little bit, that enemy's gonna follow their movement probably in a more extreme way, and how they move and how fast they come to you is based on your movement modifier. So if you have swiftness, if you have super speed, the enemies are going to come to you faster. And if you move, they're going to move a lot more. For example, in some of the Krokatoric pulls today, you saw it took a while to get some of those Brand Bombers over. But in some pulls, they actually came in pretty damn fast. And that's because we had swiftness, or we had swiftness and super speed. And that matters a lot. Hold on, I'll be right back. I have no idea what's happening. Maybe I was at my computer too long, but my foot's swelling up a lot more than it normally does. Let's try this. But yeah, is there like a quick herald? I mean, I know there's obviously logs where you can reference your quick herald damage, but is there like a benchmark or something, a video where we can look at just greatsword quick herald? Because that's the only thing I don't have.
In HTcm or in what?
I suppose just in general special forces benchmark normal. Because I've only found what? I found everything except that. I'm just curious.
Nothing that I'm familiar with.
Okay. Apparently everyone just wants to leave, so whatever. Alright. Well, at the start of today, I think I got some pretty good Jormags. I think all my Primordises sucked. So I need to look at my stuff. So my best is 53.6 on Jormag. Garbage. Garbage. A 53.2. I figured I got a good one in there. And that's a PB 53.7. I'll take it.
Nice.
I will have to note that. That's a 50. I'm getting a lot of. Damn, I got a lot of 53s today.
I got nothing today.
And we did not beat Morty. 53-1, man.
Is that the...
Then at this one, I didn't give a fuck. Hell yeah, I got a PB. But yeah, I'm trying to think of a... Back to a topic that was brought earlier. Trying to think of a good replacement for Pam. A ranged power Alac-giver. That isn't terrible.
Is the main issue the Alac?
Yeah.
I was wondering, you should take a look at Asterius's, or the logs that that they do for the world record. Because they run a Pam there, and he's probably the best Pam there is right now. And I assume they don't have any boon issues, otherwise they'd probably yell at each other.
Yeah.
They're taking barrier signet, or if that would even make a difference.
I mean, it's barrier signet instead of what?
Good
Mine?
point. No, they definitely take mine.
Well, are they relying on shift signet?
Yeah.
Then you're replacing power signet. So now we're considering
yeah,
lowering boon duration to get more ferocity and power in place of the just 180 power.
straight damage.
And then you run barrier signet to supplement that lack of alacrity. Which, I mean, I guess that makes sense. That's something I could look into.
I think that their signet is just straight up 10% damage though, not.
Oh,
like
yeah,
stats.
it's 10%, yeah. That's a lot.
Which means it's more like 350 power or something crazy.
But as it stands, like, even if you go like 35-ish% on boon duration, you're starting to have to take assassin gear.
Yeah.
Unless you run different gear. Or utility, like maybe a precision rip. Yeah, I see throw mine there. I gotta mute. And boom. No crash down, kind of expected. Oh, I love already the F3 spam. I'm like, what the fuck do I do here? Spread out, go wherever the bloody hell. We're running probably Bloodlust. Thief Relic. You're also running Herald that'll help boon up time.
That is true.
Give me a moment. It's not much fun if I'm not gonna. It's not much fun if I'm just reacting to a video you're not watching. So I'm gonna end it here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with raids. Thank you.